All right, today students, you need a quarter, a pencil, and an eraser. You probably want your pencil sharpened, so grab a pencil sharpener, sharpen it up. Make sure that any of this stuff gets in your hand and puts into garbage and not left on your drawing space, because that would be inappropriate and not kind, especially for good studio practice. Today, I'm going to show you how to draw figures with just a quarter and get things into proportion. So on a quarter, there is a head. You can use a glue stick. You can use anything round. I mean, you can make something bigger like this with tape. It's the same thing, but we're going to use a quarter because it fits in our sketchbook, okay? Or a glue stick tab. All right, so like Leonardo da Vinci, anytime you want to draw a human being or a figure or a character, start with the head. Once you figure out the head, you can figure out the rest of the body, and we can get into proportion. So our first order of business is take the quarter to the top, and we're going to trace it. And that is going to give us one head length. And you know the head, we all know the head is actually more like an upside down egg, right? So we can assume that that is what the shape is. But we're going to use this for the majority of the head. All right, we're going to divide this in half. We're going to have a right side and a left side. I think we're going to draw a human over here and an elf over here, okay? And if you want to do others like dragons or stuff, it's the same thing. You're just changing somewhat of the proportions of muscles, okay? Underneath the head, we sort of have another circle right here, and that's going to be partly neck and partly shoulders. And so that'll be divided like that. And so you'd have a neck like here, and then your shoulders start there, and this comes out at an angle like that. You have these trapezius muscles, okay? Then I want to divide this circle in half because your shoulders are actually 2 head lengths or head widths, okay? So if I put this quarter right in the center and circle like that, that will give me my shoulder width right here. So my shoulders are going to be about that wide apart. We're already getting this into proportion. I'm going to take my circle again and go down, and we'll get sort of where the rib cage and the belly button are hanging out. And then we are going to get sort of where your hips are right here. We'll divide that one in half as well, because your hips are just similar to your shoulders width apart away. So like 2 head widths there, okay? So we pretty much have the human body. We just need to put in the limbs. This is the torso. It's pretty much the same everywhere. I'm going to make one leg bend and one leg go straight. And so if I wanted to, from this hip bone right here, I would draw this right here, and I get a knee, and I can take my leg and go down like so. Wait, I'm off. Sorry, folks. I missed one, and that's okay. So we have our hips. We need to do actually 2. So one's right here, and then another one for the knee, and that's going to be in proportion. And then where the knee is, it goes down. That's your shin, and then your foot is somewhere there. It's more of like half. Most humans are about 7 head lengths, 7.5 head lengths tall to be in proportion. Taller people are usually like 8. And so if I was to go straight down, it would be 1, be 2. This is where the knee would be. And then another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should be good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Ooh, that's not what we need. We need to erase this one. Okay. So this should give us their legs. If we want to, we can do half a circle for the foot. That's why that one was there, sorry. And half a circle for a foot here. Now it's arms. I'm going to have this one flexing. So that's the shoulder. Here is the elbow. And then here is the forearm. And then like a half of one for the hand. And if this one was sort of just going down, one arm there. Just have this one shooting out this way, down, and then a half of one here. And there it is, a human ready to be drawn. This is the basic proportions of drawing. This person, you can change these. You can, put leg going straight out, however you want to. This is just an easy way of drawing a person. We have the head, we have the chin. Now it's just penciling things in, okay? So we know that the shoulder comes out to about here, goes down. We have these things, we're just gonna clean them up a little bit. We know that the arm comes down here, and we know that it's gonna end right there. This is where the elbow is turning up. And so we could connect it back here. And the muscle's sort of like a tube, or the arm is sort of like a tube, and so, or cylinder, so think of that. And then there's another cylinder here. Now the problem is, a lot of people do, is they make their forearms bigger than their biceps. So wherever the biceps are, and I'm thinking it's about a 1/2 inch, I think, maybe, yep. So I want less than a 1/2 inch. And so that is about 1/4, just a little bit beyond 1/4. So make sure that your bicep is bigger than your forearm. The thing with the forearm is you need to create this little angle up and then have it shoot back down at a little bit angle, because that's going to manipulate this forearm muscle right here, this little curve right there. And so it's not necessarily a full tube, it's more of like a sort of a pyramid-ish shape there. And we'll put this down for the elbow, and then for hand, easy to draw hand every single time. All you need to draw for hand is this shape. So if you can remember this shape, you can always draw hand, okay? So when we get to this part right here, we need to draw a circle, because this part of your wrist is a joint, a ball joint. And so if you draw a circle here, it will help you put in which direction you want to put your hand in. If I want my hand going straight up, I know I have this circle here. I can draw that shape, this shape right here, like that. And that will give me this palm area. And then if I want to draw the fingers, it is just taking this shape and flipping it upside down. And then I got my fingers. And I just do 1, 2, 3. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. And I can do a thumb that way too, still using this shape, okay? And we can go back in and fluffer this around and mess around with it and make it better. But this is just roughing in this figure. So this is the human side. Human sides are usually bigger than elves. So if I went to the elf side, I would make that arm just a little bit thinner. And when I get to that elbow right there, I'm gonna jut it down. Remember making that sort of arc over, down, around, circle where I want my wrist to be. Then I use that shape. Was that a parallelogram? What is that shape? Shape. It is a trapezium. Shapes. Yeah, look this up now. To get the right wordage for that word. What is that word? Do you know what that word is? I said it like 15 times the other day, and now it just escapes my brain. Oh, it is a trapezium. All right, so that's what it is. All right, and we'll do that on the flip side, like so. And 1, 2, 3, got some fingers. Put a thumb here, using that same shape, just a little bit smaller and angling it. Got myself a thumb. If it's too long, you can always erase. And we can go back and fix it up, but I'm just showing you. When we get to the chest, wherever this arm meets, you're going to get a different look. Muscular people, you tend to have a sharper turn, sharper impact right here. It's going to be sharper. It's going to give you a little bit more oomph of like your, what is those, trapeze muscles? Yeah, I believe those are trapeze muscles. Is it lateral, lats, your lat? It's these muscles right here. So if you're working out, it's going to be sharper. If you're not working out, your character's not working out, it's going to be a little bit more straighter, okay? So depending on what you're trying to accomplish and how you want the person to look. A straight down one's going to give you this little softer, more realistic body type. A sharper curve in here, or a sharper angle one, is going to give you a more athletic one. And then wherever you land on that, you just want to extend those lines. So one will just go down to the hips, or one will cut in and then go down to the hips. You get to choose. If you're doing an elf, just bring it in a little bit further, and then the same thing applies. Is it sharper, or is it a little bit more straight down? And you'll take it straight to the hips, and we'll have some hips here. Now, the hips they go out a bit, and then they come back down, because you have things called your gluteus muscles, your bottom, where you sit, and it's very padded, so that you can sit and enjoy yourself for a long time. So it comes out a bit and around. And then your thigh is one of your largest muscles in your body, because it houses, bones. It holds your femur. Your femur connects sort of here in a ball joint, and then it goes down here to wherever your knee is. I'm thinking my knee's going to be there. And this bone is the biggest bone in your body. And so we want it to have some meat on both sides. This is going to be thicker than your bicep. So if I have this as a 1/2 inch, this cannot be a 1/2 inch. And so if I go in with my ruler, that's 1/2 inch. This should be bigger than a 1/2 inch, and it's almost 3/4 of an inch. And so that's going to be in better proportion, okay? And so if you have your femur and it's done right, it's going to be much thicker than your arm. Also, your femur is considered to be one of the most painful bones in your body to break. And if you are driving in a car and you have your feet on the dashboard, the airbag comes out at about 100 miles per hour, and it will shatter that femur bone, just split it right in two. So please do not ride with your feet on the dash of a car. And if you see someone with their feet on the dash of a car, tell them to take that off. You will save them a world of hurt. So I have this that comes out, and it goes down to my knee. I know my knee is going to bend here. So it's going to be a straight line down to where I think my foot's going to be. And so I have this sort of like L-ish shape, but it's going to be flat at the top here, okay? Because your kneecap's flat at the top, especially when it bends. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have the back of your thigh muscle come in here. And same as your arm, how it jets out and then back down at an angle, you're going to have the same, but it's going to be a little bit more drastic for your calf. And it's going to have that sort of shape, okay? And once you get that, we're going to put another joint in for your ankle, because it also bends. And then the way I like to draw feet, and you may like to draw it too, is I divide that ankle in half, half and then half again. And this bottom quarter, I'm just going to draw a square right here, okay? And that is going to be my ankle. And then I'm going to draw another square on the other side, and that's going to be the top of my foot. And I'm going to draw sort of like a pyramid type of thing here. And that should give me the look of a foot on the side. If I wanted to put a heel on here, or I wanted to put tennis shoes, I can extend those things and do it. But that is basically a quick, this is like the Taco Bell version of drawing a character here, okay? So you could do something like this on the side. For the elf is just going to be thinner. Again, their leg is going to be about 1/2 inch probably. I know that I want the knee to be right here, so I can take my drawing and extend that line down, and the elf is going to be thinner, right? So it's smaller. When I get to the knee, especially when you're drawing from the front, it's easy just to cap it, put it on the angle like that, and then have this tube in. It's going to slide in like a tube, sort of like it's getting smaller, tapering in to the top of that kneecap. And then we're going to extend this out on the edge on both sides. So it's going to sort of swell back out. And then we're going to shoot it down straight like so. And we'll draw a circle, and we get ourselves sort of the front end of the knee. If it's too wide, you can always adjust these as you like to make your character. Now for a shoe in the front or a foot on the front, What I do is find that ball, I draw the square for the heel, and then because it's perspective and it's shooting out towards us, what you can do is just draw 2 diagonal lines, and you'll get sort of this shape, like we did with the hand, and then you just put a rectangle at the bottom of it, like so, and you got yourself a foot. You can also do this if you don't want toes. You just sort of curve it around, and you could have a shoe with shoelaces. It's up to you. But it's pretty simple, okay? And then when we go back here, we can just work on the face. We know if we divide this circle that we have up here for the face in half and then quarters, we get the eyebrow line. So the eyebrows go here, like so. If we put it in thirds, we get the nose, we get the mouth right there, we have the chin, like so. We have eyes. We know that the nose, the bottom of the nose is where the ear is going to start for the human. Top of the eyebrows is where the ear is going to stop at the top. So we have ears. If we wanted to do elves, I might start the elves' ears, because they're going to be bigger, a little bit lower than the nose, and then have it come up beyond the eyebrow line and then pointy, like so. And then we know that the hair is sort of sits on top and it comes down, right? So if you want some like flowing hair that you can do, like if you want, let's say, we'll do short hair on this side and long hair on that side. So I have these rounded edges. For long hair, it sits on top, or sorry, short hair. We're doing short hair, right? So short hair comes up, and it's sort of like a shape that we're dealing with, and it comes down over the brow a little bit, right? And then it comes down and goes next to the sideburns. And so we can just fill that in with some value, and we got some pointy hair. Now, if you want to do long hair, remember that it sits above the head just a little bit, and then it comes down over the brow. It can be tucked behind the ear, and it can come out over the side and then down. So if you want some long hair, you can go over the shoulder or behind the shoulder. And now it is just about adding clothes. If you want to, you can put in some clothes, like this person has a tunic, which is just a long t-shirt. If you have t-shirts at home, you can belt. Maybe I'll put, maybe this goes down and over. And then there's some on the back side, put some value in to show you can't see underneath there really well, or it's casting a shadow, like so, right? Maybe it comes out and around. Maybe we'll put a belt on this half human, half elf. And put a sleeve right there. And this is just going fast. Remember, this is just the Taco Bell version. Once you have it all sort of what you like, what you can do is erase. I actually like to erase the whole thing. Honestly, I do. Because this allows me to have a ghost image, like so. And I can clean up that paper, like so. And I can go back in, and I can use my ghost image to pencil in the lines I actually want to keep, like so, and it becomes really quickly. You can see some people on like Twitch do this, and I can adjust things like so. And you can go around and you can make it just the way you want. And continue. I think I have some here that you can see of other ones I did for other classes. So I did a dwarf for the game, and that was just taking the same proportions and changing them a little bit. I did an orc. I did a mage. I was starting a mage. Let's see what else we got. Did a dragon person. And so these are just all little things using that same technique. Once you get your character drawn the way you like them, like maybe with some clothing and boots and bags, or like some special interesting things, take a picture and upload it to your character development, and we'll go over it. Remember, the humans are the same thing as pretty much the orcs and the dragons. They're just a few things, like if you want to do a dragon head, it's same thing with the quarter. I'll just show you here because I showed you this. So I'll take the quarter. If I'm drawing a dragon head straight on, I might do like a triangle to give me the brows, and then I would extend them out beyond the circle, and I can get some eyes here, because usually like reptiles' eyes are on the side of their head. Then I might put some nose in, some nose holes. I might take that brow line and extend it up above. Maybe there's some horns here, or maybe some ears, I don't know. And then I'm gonna add a little line here for their nose and their mouth. Maybe they have some fangs sticking out and a chin. And so that's one way of drawing a face. You can draw it from the side, same thing, circle. If I'm drawing this one right here, same thing. I'm just gonna extend the neck down, and then I'm gonna draw a cone or pyramid type thing with a flat end. And then I'm gonna give it some space. I'm gonna draw another one, but a little bit smaller, like so. And that'll give me the side, and then I can put an eye in as well. I can put some brow lines in, maybe some ears. If I want ears, I can put a cheek line in. But to get the mouth open, it's very simple. Watch this. I'm gonna take this line right here, I'm gonna take it up and over and extend it down, and then connect it to the bottom one right there. Then I just put some teeth in. I'll put some teeth in over here, maybe some big fangs, do some teeth here, some sharp jagged lines, and you get yourself sort of a dragon or something like that. So practice around, play with it, create your character, use the quarter, use a glue stick lid, but make your character come to life, put clothes on them, give them a name, something that you are going to be kind of proud to play the game with, okay? So that is how you create characters. Let's see what you can come up with.